Hello everyone, this is Adil Afsar this side, and we will be having conversation with Nicholas Wynn. Your name is Nicholas Wynn, right?
Yeah, Nicholas Wynn. Yeah.
Yeah. So Nicholas actually is studying something in Riga, and we will try to deep down into his life, how what brought him to Riga, because everybody has been asking me why I chose Riga to study there, and it would be good to ask somebody else also what was their perspective to come. So yeah, Nicholas, tell me something about yourself. What you did in your school, where did you did your school and everywhere, where are you from, and then how you landed up in Riga.
Yeah, sure. It's funny that you asked me why I moved here and joke about it because every single person that I meet in Latvia is like, "Why would you move here?" And I'm like, "I actually really like Riga and Latvia, so I don't know." Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
these questions are funny to me, but yeah, I had been here before through the Baltics, mostly in Estonia before, and I just remembered liking this place. Also, my partner's from Moscow, so it made sense regionally to be closer to family, but things are more complicated now, so it's that didn't really work out. But as well. The affordability, the quality of education is way improved from the U.S. I'm from the United States, from Georgia, and yeah, since COVID and everything, the prices there got very very expensive. Uh, the price to go to university has always been expensive. It's been probably 20 times as much as it is in Riga, just to get a very basic bachelor's degree. And then the class sizes will be very large. The professors may not care so much in some of these more affordable universities. So, yeah, basically just the quality of life. We also have a dog we came here with, and Riga has more grass. We're also considering moving to Istanbul, but we were thinking not so much grass in the city there. So partially for the dog, for his happiness. And, so yeah, just basically all the factors. Wanting a European degree, kind of experience in Europe as well, like all these sort of factors just sort of funneled down, and finally once we sifted all the factors, Riga was the place that was the perfect choice for us.
Oh, interesting. So you have your family connections in Moscow.
Yeah, my partner, she has her mom there,
Your
so
your wife, your wife,
yeah,
did you got
yeah,
married or
yeah,
she's your partner?
yeah, married, yeah.
Oh, okay. She has her family in Moscow.
Uh-huh, yeah. So we were
Mhm.
hopefully, being able to visit, moving here, but since the war started, it's uh, difficult to uh, all these situations are more difficult now and
Right.
complicated. She can't come here, we won't go there, but we can still meet up together in places like Georgia or Turkey or something, and we're a bit more closer and it's a bit easier to do that now. So it's still beneficial, in that regard. Yeah.
Interesting. So,
Yeah.
how was your childhood? Like you did your schooling from Georgia.
Yeah, so in Georgia, my schooling was it was a Christian school. It was a very small school. My class was probably like some years I only had like 20 people in my class, and the whole grade as well. And so I went to, primary school, secondary school there, and then went to study audio engineering at a college in Florida. And that's what I've done for a job for the last 15 years. I'm a live concert sound engineer. So I tour around doing live concert sound for bands or, companies or whoever wants to hire me. So yeah, so in my 30s, I decided I wanted to go back and get a more formal, proper education, and so that's why I came to Latvia.
Ah, okay. So, how is your education going on in Latvia? And which university you enroll in? What is the course?
Yeah, I'm at the University of Latvia. I'm studying social and cultural anthropology. It's going really well. There's only I think 8 people in my whole class, so it's a very intimate sort of experience. Like you get to know your professors really well. You become good, close friends with your colleagues, and um, yeah. So next semester, I'm doing my bachelor's thesis and hopefully graduating, and then I think I'll stay for a master's degree as well.
Oh, I'm sure you are in love with Latvia completely.
Yeah, I'm
Doing,
fine with it. Yeah, I know a lot of people are a little bit, for whatever reason, don't like it. But from the contrast from my background, it's also very, very hot where I'm from, and it's not hot here. So it's quite a nice weather for me, even though it's pretty overcast and rainy sometimes, a lot of the time. But I'm okay with that, and close to the sea, which is cool. I like the nature here. It's easy to go, sometimes you can get very cheap flights on Ryanair and go somewhere very cool in Europe for,
100%. That's a blessing.
yeah, that's pretty cool experience. Um, so, yeah, for me, for now, it's the perfect place, I think.
Nice. So, how has been your experience with all the other people from different countries? Because that's what Riga, I think, is like more about you people meet from Azerbaijan, Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, Uzbekistan. To have friends
Right.
in different countries, from different countries, I guess.
There was I last probably I guess it was about a year ago. I moved to my current apartment where I am now, and I was building a very complicated bed because it's a very small apartment. So I'm building a bed that you know it rotates down like a Murphy bed kind of thing, and it involved a lot of heavy lumber. And like I was on the third floor, so I'm carrying all these very heavy boards up to the top of my apartment, and I don't know anyone here, but I met the Indian guy who was staying at the bottom floor, and he saw me carrying the wood, and he like immediately was just like, "Hey, bro, like you need some help?" And I was like, "Oh, sure, like I can." That would be, I really appreciate it. I tried to give him some, compensation or something, but he wouldn't take it. He was just a really friendly guy. He was doing a master's degree here. Unfortunately, he already left, but yeah, that was the only time I saw him. He just helped me move all the stuff in the apartment, and then, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm also doing some research on some delivery drivers and stuff like that. So I've met a few people from India doing that. It's been only people from India that I've met so far. I know there's another friend of mine from Japan who's also researching the same topic here, and he's met some people from Nepal and from Sri Lanka, I think, as well. And but
Yeah.
I think they're his roommates as well. So, but yeah, he's enjoyed the conversations they've had about that. Trying to figure out these jobs and if they're good for people, bad, and why not. Um, but yeah, that's been my experience so far. So far, meeting people from abroad. It's difficult. Like at my university, I don't see many people from abroad. There's some Erasmus students. They're from mostly European countries. A couple from Korea, from Japan. But from what I've heard, there's more students from Central Asia and stuff in the technical university and at the business schools and stuff like that. So it might, because I'm in the social science faculty, which yeah, it's predominantly local people for the most part from Riga
Yeah.
in Latvia sitting there.
Okay. Nice. So, how has been your experience with the local there, Latvians?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. A lot of people say, including Latvians, they'll say, like, "What's it like? Are you okay meeting it? Is everyone cold and rude
Yeah.
to you and everything?" And that's not really been my
Right.
experience at all, really. I mean, I think people here compared to where I'm from are a bit more reserved. I think they're not so, in the U.S., people will come to you, strangers, and just ask you, "How are you doing?" You know, ask very personal questions, ask about your life. You know, taxi drivers will ask you, you know, where you grew up, what your parents are like. You know, in a 5 minute taxi ride, and it's like, here it's the opposite.
Yeah.
But for me, I kind of value a little bit more privacy, so I think it's quite nice. And then
Okay.
the people that I have gotten to know have been very friendly. It does take a lot longer here to make friends than it would in some places. But luckily, like I said in my program, there's not many people, so we've kind of all become friends just naturally, straight away. So, but I could see if you didn't know anyone before moving here that it could be quite difficult to become accepted by local people here. You know, people can be a little bit skeptical to trust people who have moved here because, from their perspective, it seems like they can't understand why anyone would possibly want to live here, which I
Yeah.
don't quite understand because I think it's a lovely place, but you know, so there's a bit of skepticism, you know, from people towards me. I've experienced that, but yeah, for the most part, it's exactly what I'm looking for. So fine, yeah.
Yeah. So have you actually worked in Riga so far,
Say
or in
again.
any other job in Riga? Have you ever worked in Riga or in any other job in Baltics?
No, I actually in the summers I actually go back home mostly to America for work for a couple months, and then usually I can work a lot when I'm there abroad. I also work for another company that does some jobs in the rest of Europe. So I've been doing my job for a very long time, so I've developed a network of people, you know, around the world I can work for. So I try to work for a short amount of time during the year, but very very hard, and then live very cheap for the rest of the time of the year. So because I haven't
Oh,
been able to find any jobs really in Latvia, and it was quite. I was saying to you earlier when we were talking about doing delivery driving. I even got denied to be the Wolt driver and Bolt driver, but it could possibly be figured out, you know. But yeah, not knowing the language, I'm enrolling in the free language classes next month. So hopefully it become. But yeah, not knowing the language can make it nearly impossible to find jobs here. Um, so yeah, it's
yeah.
quite difficult to find work.
Yeah, indeed. So yeah, like, so how long it has been for you to staying in the Riga now?
I've been here for almost 3 years, so about 2.5 years already. Yeah.
Oh, so and how many places have you visited around Riga? Like,
I've been to, since living here, I've been to Tallinn, Helsinki. I've been all over Latvia to Jurmala, to Madona, Sesis, Sigulda, all the um, close by places. I haven't been.
Saulkrasti maybe.
Salcross is a great spot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nice beach there
That
for
was
sure.
that used to be my favorite spot when I'm like I don't know, when I'm confused in life, or just don't feel good. I used to go to Saulkrasti and just sit there on the beach.
Yeah, it's a magical place there. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Nice. So that's it for this video. Actually, I just wanted to know how are your experience has been. And what I'm getting is that you are actually loving the place completely
Yeah.
and, and enjoying it. So how much time long have you been planning to stay there for your lifetime? For maybe have a family there itself, or you would like to like explore more maybe?
As of now, I just finishing the master's degree, and then we'll see. You know, don't really think that far ahead, but yeah, back to what you're saying. You know, like if anybody's confused about how to enjoy living in Latvia, you know,
Yeah.
it can be difficult, but it's possible. And yeah, going to South Christie, going to enjoy the nature spots is a good start. You know, there's also some fun nightclubs and some nice parks, outdoor gyms. Yeah.
like I think like it's the best place to stay in Europe. Like for example, like if you want to stay away from the hustle of the Europe, then you should like stay here.
Yeah.
Then when you want like more energy and something like that, then you go to France, Italy, somewhere, Rome, party hard, come back and sit down in nature again in Riga.
Yeah. Yeah, it's calm. It's a nice, relaxing place to live for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And how's your friends now from each and every country? Like you have most friends from which country now? From the locals or like
Yeah, pretty much all only locals. I meet some Erasmus students, but they're here for a few months and then you never see them again. So it's like you kind of enjoy meeting them and hearing about their experiences a little bit, but I haven't really kept in touch with anyone. Yeah, I have some friends in Finland, and some friends in Estonia, but very few, mostly local people.
and most of the people who are meeting you actually used to think like why have you come from America? They
Yeah,
almost like some of my friends is like always used to laugh upon this. That if somebody would from America would come to this, they would think like he's from future.
yeah, right. I know. Yeah, that's probably the only possible explanation I think most people would say. But it's interesting. Like the perspective a lot of people have about America is like an absolute fantasy. It's like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
reality is
yeah.
much different in most places. Not to say that it's all bad or whatever, but it's just it's different from what you see in
It's different.
Hollywood, and obviously, but like
Yeah, even like when I never went to Europe. I was in India, so I used to always think that the Europeans are very rich.
yeah,
So I always have this notion in mind that Europeans are very rich. When I went to Europe, especially Riga and I stayed in Riga and all those places I had been to Thailand, Estonia, everywhere. So I also traveled around 12 countries. So when I traveled around, then I got to know, okay, no, this is just a notion in my head that Europeans are rich. They are not. Some of them are just like in India. Also, you'll find some amount of lot which is will be rich, and others
totally,
will
yeah,
be like middle class. It's exactly like that in Europe as well. So I'm
yeah,
sure now because I have not never been to America. I'm sure in America also it might be like that. You will find the slums, you will find middle class, and you will find a very small class which will be living in luxury.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I think most or over half the money in America is owned by like 12 people. So, like
12 people, interesting.
I don't know if that's an exact statistic, but it's something ridiculous. Even if it's not that, then it's something very very close. It's like it's a crazy number,
Yeah,
a separation of.
that might be the statistic because it is also said by economics point of view also that that 2% of the people hold the entire amount of money which the 98% people together hold
Yeah,
in the world. So
something to
that's
think about.
crazy.
Why is that?
And it is also being said that once you actually take the money from all of them and then again distribute it to the entirely to the world evenly, then also they will again do something to get that money back. And then after a while, in 10 years or time, they will again take that money to
Probably,
them.
or somebody else will.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so they are smart people.
yeah,
So thank you, Nicholas. That's
yeah,
it for this video. Thank you so much for your time. And we had a conversation on drivers and more delivery partners in the before video. I hope maybe they will come up with if they are listening to us or they would listen to us. Maybe they would do something for the aspiring bold drivers in future, and they will also be not just called delivery partners, but they will feel like partners and they will feel pride in doing their job.
yeah. Great, man. Thanks for the conversation. It was a good time.
Yeah, same here. Thank you so much. Have a good day
Yeah.
and all the best for the future.
All right, man. Bye.
Okay, bye bye. Thank you.
Sitting lonely in my room again, trying to find the words to say, but nothing comes out.